Okay, so these are my Unit 6 redos, and I didn't know which ones I didn't get a 9 on because it wasn't in student view, so I just did all of them. But for the relationship between inflation and price level is that they're both negative, because like if the prices go down, then that means inflation went down too, and if inflation goes up, the price levels went up. And then this is the Phillips curve, and the middle point is the natural rate point. Like here is if it's in a recession, and then this is if they're in an inflationary gap. And then if demand line increases, then there will be a leftward shift along the Phillips curve, and then if supply increases, the whole line will shift, but it will shift left. And then for the let's see if I did all of them. Yeah, I did. And then for the next one, it's asking what's the BOP account. BOP account is like the big account with all of the other like smaller accounts in it. And basically there's like the current account, which just tracks like kind of investment income, like trade for goods and services. And then there's a surplus, which means that they're exporting more than they import. And then there's a deficit, they're importing more than they export. And then the financial like capital account is like if kind of like assets, it's like tracking assets held by foreigners. And like kind of an example of this is like for the US, they would be in a deficit because they import more things from China than they export, and like China would be in a surplus because they are exporting all these goods to America, so they have more exports than imports. And then the reason that the current account plus financial account is 0 is because if I don't know how to explain this, but like if US is buying things from China, China's going to use that money that they received from the US for buying the goods to invest in American assets. So when you add the current account plus the financial account together, they're always going to equal 0 because it's like the same flow of money, if you know what I mean. And then for the last one, so the like shifters for the foreign exchange market are trips, so it's taste, rates, income, and price level, and who demands it and who supplies it. I think it's kind of like the same people. Like firms can demand and supply it. Like tourists, for example, like they can take their home currency, go to a different country, exchange it for the foreign currency, and then come back to their home country with that foreign currency. So it's like they're demanding it at first when they go to the other country, and then they're supplying it back to their own country. So they're doing both. And then investors, they can do both, and then banks do both too. And then for the different curve shifts, this one was what would happen if there's an increase in interest rate in Japan. I said that the dollar would appreciate, and it would cause the demand line to go up because there would be what was this one? It's never mind. There's more people that wanted to travel to Japan, so the demand would go up for the yen compared to the dollar, which would cause the currency to appreciate. And then for the Canada-Mexico one, it said that the real interest rate, I think it was that the Canada interest rate increased. Yeah, it did. So the Canadian interest rate of their currency increased relative to the peso, which would cause the supply to go up, which would cause the currency to depreciate. And then for the last one, it was I think US price levels are raising compared to the yen, and it's asking for the graph for the yen. So I said that the yen would appreciate because relative to the amount of dollars, there would be less yen, which would cause the supply relative to the US dollars to decrease, which would cause it to appreciate. So I think that's all of them.